All right, one final point before we go today. One of the most disgusting false accusations that the left has hurled at us, conservatives, over the course of the past decade is the accusation that if you recognize that open borders is dangerous, that mass migration is harmful, that your country, your community, your family is endangered by the Kamala Harris, Joe Biden open borders agenda, then you are told by the left that you're racist. Now, this is not true. This is false. But this accusation itself is the definition of gaslighting. They want you to think that you're crazy. You're crazy for what you think. You're crazy for what you see with your own eyes. It's basically like if somebody punched you in the face and, bloodied your lip and your nose, and you got this big black eye, this big shiner, and then you're told you're a racist for thinking that it hurt you. You're not actually hurting, they told you. Don't believe what you're feeling. Don't believe what you're seeing. That punch in the face was nothing. You're crazy if you think that's a bad thing. Well, that's what's happening in the state of Maine. In the city of Brunswick, the government is giving migrants luxury apartments for free. No rent, no utilities, nothing. Now, we talked about this briefly last week, and some of you guys were like, no way is this real. It's real. It's very real. And reporter Savannah Hernandez showed the inside of these apartment buildings, talked to the migrants who lived there, who said it's free rent for 2 years. That includes the furnishing of the apartments. I mean, beautiful couches, rugs, a big flat screen TV. None of this, they pay for none of this. It's absolutely free on the taxpayer dime. Meanwhile, the citizens of Brunswick, Maine are charged more than $2,000 for the same apartment that the migrants are getting for free. This is a working class town, people. A working class town. They can't afford that. The citizens cannot afford homes in their own town. And what's the government doing? The government is giving these apartments that were originally built for the citizens of the town. They're giving them to illegals and Kamala's migrants. This is Savannah Hernandez on the ground in Brunswick, Maine. Take a look.
How much is rent here?
Free. 2 years, 3 years.
After 2 years, we have to pay the rent.
All right, y'all, this is Savannah Hernandez in Brunswick, Maine, reporting to you from the apartments where migrants are getting their rent paid for up to 2 years. Now, I wanted to give you guys a first inside look at these units. The migrants shared with us that they come furnished. So they have a flat screen TV in there, couches, tables and chairs, a bed. We also asked them as well, hey, are you paying utilities here? They shared with us that nope, they do not have a water bill. They do not have an electricity bill.
And what about the light and the water?
Everything is good. We don't pay anything.
Now, I wanted to focus in on this area of Maine because there is a housing crisis going on currently for residents, and these buildings were initially created for Maine residents, but then it was decided that homeless migrants would be living here. Now, as an American, you can rent out one of these units, but a 1-bedroom is going to run you about $1,800, and a 2-bedroom is going to run you about $2,300. By the way, the average housing price for a house over here in Brunswick is about $480,000. So there was obviously a lot of outrage when it was first discovered that migrants were going to be housed here for free on taxpayer dollar.
But remember, if you criticize Kamala Harris's open borders policy, if you rightly acknowledge that mass migration hurts your country, your state, your community, your neighborhood, and your family, then you are a racist, according to the left. And that is my final point.